will talk about strategic positioning. Strategic positioning is defined as the company's relative position within its industry matters for performance. It reflects the choices a company makes regarding the kind of value it will create and how that value will be created differently than its rivals. There are 6 types of strategic positioning, which are product attributes and benefits, price and quality, use and application, product class, competitor, as well as cultural symbol. As for the product attributes and benefits, it focuses on the characteristic of the products or customers' benefits. Buyers usually buy a product because they want to gain benefits that the product offers, which can satisfy their needs and wants. For example, some motorbike brands are emphasizing on fuel economy and some on power, while others focus on durability. The buyers will go for products that they believe suit them the most. Products sold are not limited to only one characteristic. It is also possible for a product to be positioned along 2 or more product characteristics. For example, most toothpaste brands emphasize on freshness and cavity protection as a product characteristics. Next, moving on to the price and quality, company will try to position themselves into the market by differentiating themselves from the competitors by using exceptional parts and materials. Price plays an important role to help company achieve a successful positioning. This attribute is highly related with the quality attribute, and this type of strategic positioning usually involves measurable attributes. For example, 2 types of jeans are sold at different price. Most people will have the perception that product that is more expensive will be of a better quality than the cheaper one. In many product categories, some brands deliberately offer higher prices, partly to cover higher costs and partly to let the customers believe that their product is certainly of higher quality. Thus, customers that pay attention more on quality will definitely go for more expensive products. Next, moving on to the use and application. This approach associates the product with its specific use to expand the product demand in the market. As the uses of the product diversifies, the demand for the product will also increase. For example, brands such as Hasnuri has positioned itself as a supplier of Muslimah attire such as baju kurung for working women. However, during Eid celebration, the brand also come out with their Raya collection, which attracts customers, especially people in the B40 categories, as their products are offered at lower and affordable price range. The next positioning approach are based on the product class. This approach associates the product with its user or a class of users. It is possible to be done if the product falls under the same product class. For example, Colgate offers a buy one free one deal. The customer will get a toothpaste for free if they buy toothbrush of the same brand. Other example can be seen through the hair product Tresemme, which offers a shampoo that comes with free hair conditioner. As you can see here, both products offered are within the same product class and hence can be positioned accordingly. People will be attracted to such offers and the number of people that will come across the brand will increase, hence helps the company to position itself in its own product class. The next strategic positioning approach is through competitions. Competitors are used as a reference for this approach. The company can either use similar positioning strategy that are used by the competitors, or they could also come up with a new strategy by taking the competitor strategy as the base or reference. For example, Colgate entered into the market focused on the family protection, but when Pepsodent entered into the market with focus on 24 hours protection and basically for kids, Colgate changed its focus from family protection to kids' teeth protection, which was a positioning strategy adopted because of competition. Lastly, through cultural symbol approach. Many companies are using entrenched culture symbol to differentiate their brand from that of the competitors. The key point for this approach is to identify something that is important or valuable to people that other competitors are not using and associate this brand with that symbol. For example, Hasnuri, who takes the culture of Muslim women of wearing baju kurung or Muslimah attire and focus on coming out with products that offers the need of Muslimah attire to Muslim women.
There are three key aspects of strategic position, all of which have a powerful influence on the organization's strategy. There are external environment, internal resources and competence, expectations and influence of stakeholder. Johnson and Schultz point out that a successful organization will have found a way of operating such that environmental forces, organizational resources and competences, and stakeholder expectations mutually reinforce one another. Organizations need to understand the external environment in terms of micro-influence for factors specific to the particular industry and related industries, and macro-influence for political, economic, technological, and social factors. An organization should consider whether it has the resources and competencies to succeed in that particular market. Resources may be classified into human resources, financial resources, intangible resources, and physical resources. Expectation and influence of stakeholders. Johnson and Schultz set out the following key areas that need to be addressed. The first one is organizational stakeholders. For whom does the organization actually serve in practice and where does the power lie? Second is the corporate governance and regulatory framework. For whom is the organization there to serve and how should its purposes and direction be determined? Next is ethical considerations. For which purposes should the organization fulfill? And cultural issues. For which purposes are prioritized in practice and why? And 5 forces analysis. SWOT analysis is defined as a critical assessment of the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats in relation to the internal and environmental factors affecting an entity in order to establish its condition prior to the preparation of the long-term plan. SWOT analysis is a useful technique that pulls together the internal and external aspects of the strategic position by considering the organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths is a characteristic of a business which give it advantages over its competitors. Weaknesses is a characteristic of a business which make it disadvantageous relative to competitors. Opportunities is an element in a company's external environment that allow it to formulate and implement strategies to increase profitability. And threats is the elements in the external environment that could endanger the integrity and profitability of the business. Porter's 5 forces model theory is based on the concept that there are 5 forces that determine the competitive intensity and attractiveness of a market. Porter's 5 forces help to identify where power lies in a business situation. This is useful both in understanding the strength of an organization's current competitive position and the strength of a position that an organization may look to move into. Strategic analysts often use Porter's 5 forces to understand whether new products or services are potentially profitable. By understanding where power lies, the theory can also be used to identify areas of strength, to improve weaknesses, and to avoid mistakes. The 5 forces are: the first one is supplier power, an assessment of how easy it is for suppliers to drive up prices. This is driven by the number of suppliers of each essential input, uniqueness of their product or service, relative size and strength of the supplier, and cost of switching from one supplier to another. Second is buyer power, an assessment of how easy it is for buyers to drive prices down. This is driven by the number of buyers in the market, importance of each individual buyer to the organization, and cost to the buyer of switching from one supplier to another. Next is competitive rivalry. The main driver is the number and capability of competitors in the market. Many competitors offering undifferentiated products and services will reduce market attractiveness. Next is threat of substitution. Where close substitute products exist in a market, it increases the likelihood of customers switching to alternatives in response to price increases. This reduces both the power of suppliers and the attractiveness of the market. Next is threat of new entry. Profitable markets attract new entrants, which erodes profitability unless incumbents have strong and durable barriers to entry, for example, patents, economies of scale, capital requirements, or government policies. Then profitability will decline to a competitive rate.
for test generic strategies are cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, and focus strategy. The first strategy is cost leadership strategy. The primary principle in cost leadership strategy is to have the products at a lower cost compared to competitor pricing. There are two ways in cost leadership strategies, which are increasing profits by reducing costs while charging industry at average prices, while the second one, increasing market share by charging lower prices while still making reasonable profit on each sale. This strategy has its own benefits and drawbacks. The first benefit is reduces competition, since not all competitors willing to reduce their product at lower prices. Increase in profit margin of company and increase market size. While drawbacks, it cannot be applied to every product and services, and it leads to low quality products since the company will tend to get the raw materials at lower prices, which may lead to low quality raw materials. And the third one, competitors will copy the same technique. One of the example of this strategy is McDonald's. Since McDonald's offer basic fast food meals at low prices, and it used a distinctive hiring strategy to be the cost leader. McDonald's also have a division of labor that allows it to recruit and train freshers rather than train cooks. The second strategy is differentiation strategy. It is a strategy where a company producing products or providing services that differ from competitors. To make this strategy a success, company can have a good research, development, and innovation, and the ability to deliver high quality products or services, and effective sales and marketing, so that market understand the benefits offered by differentiated offerings. Differentiation strategy also have its own benefits and drawbacks. The first one is it develops brand loyalty, and it also allows business to compete in different ways, since different companies have their own strategy to attract customers, and only a few firms dominate the industry. While the drawback, it can strain resources, the offering specific value can decline, and does not necessarily guarantee that consumer will find the value in our products, since not all customers will go for quality. Next, one of the example for this strategy is Nike. The company positions itself in the market as an innovative company that creates high-quality sports apparel and shoes. The company works with high-profile athletes to wear and promote Nike apparel, for example, Datuk Nico David. And Nike creates new and innovative product lines and create excitement for the product launches through its promotion. The last one is focus strategy. This strategy concentrates on particular niche markets and understanding the dynamic of that market and the unique needs of customer. This strategy serves customer in the market uniquely well and directly builds strong brand loyalty amongst customer. The two strategy and the focus strategies are cost focus. It is where a business minimize costs within a focus market. And the second one, differentiation focus, is offer unique features that fulfill demands of a narrow market. This strategy also have its own benefits and drawbacks. The first one, it allows company to identify future customer and offer lower production costs. While the drawback, it may limit the initial demand of a product or service, and it also can limit their future growth. One of the example for this strategy is Rolex. The company using focus strategy by focusing on buyers that willing to pay at higher price for the finest items. We all know that Rolex is one of the luxury watches. Next, the last one is about application of the strategy. For the company who want to use this strategy, they need to use resulting information effectively and need to develop its own tools and technique to understand its position, while in the same time must understand the strategic position but not in terms of exercise associated the annual strategic planning cycle. I think that's all from us. Hope you enjoy our presentation. Thank you.